Hello and welcome back to Tracy D Tips, where we share knowledge and learn and grow together. Today's topic is going to be 5 things to focus on in the new year. And I'm recording on my iPhone now because I'm just really tired of the poor camera quality of my MacBook Air. And as soon as I have some extra money, I'm probably going to trade it in to get a new computer because I really want to do more filming, and the video quality is one of the reasons I haven't done it so much. But I digress. It's time to talk about the 5 things to focus on. And you can do this anytime. It doesn't have to be just the start of a new year, but for many of us, starting a new year is a great time to build better habits, create goals, and think about new things that we want to change in our life. So in this video, I'm just going to briefly talk about each of the 5 things to focus on for the new year. However, I did write a blog post with more details for each of these topics, which I'll link down below for you to check out and read. The first thing to focus on in the new year is effective time management. Poor time management can cause all sorts of issues like feeling guilty, feeling anxious, feeling overwhelmed. And if we can manage our time better, we could try to avoid some of those feelings on a regular basis. So one of the first things you can do just to get started is to reflect. Where is your time going? I recommend to my students to create a 24-hour time diary and just fill it up with what you're doing every 30 minutes, even every 15 minutes if you'd like to. And at the end of that 24-hour period, reflect on what you did, what you spent your time on, and did it bring you joy? Was it something you needed to do? Was it something relating to your family, personal goals? Or was it just something that you did which you didn't realize or mean to do? Like sit down and watch one episode on Netflix and all of a sudden it's 4 hours later and you're on the next season. Once you have a little bit of understanding on where your time is going, start to plan out your weeks or your days. You can use to-do lists, you can use habit trackers, you can use Google Calendar, and in the article that I've linked below, I have lots of other detailed suggestions on how you can improve your time management skills. The second thing to focus on in the new year is self-love. And this is something that I have been working on this past year in trying to build up my confidence, feel a little bit less insecure, like being on camera like this, for instance. Trying to get rid of the what if, and really focus on being the best version of myself that I can possibly be. Something that I've focused on a lot over the last year is writing affirmations and saying them and repeating them until I believe them and they're in my head. And no, I am not 100% of the way of accepting everything that there is about myself. But am I a lot closer? Do I feel a lot better about myself? Absolutely. So now one of the things I'm challenging myself to do is to look myself in the mirror, in my eyeballs, and say one thing I love about myself each morning. And so you can start small. It doesn't have to be this massive glow up to the world of like, look at me, I love myself, which hopefully one day you can get there. But start small and build up and work on the things that internally make you happy and feel good about yourself. Number 3 is learning a new skill. This is something that I think is important for all of us to do at all ages, all the time. Research has shown this is good for our brain to keep learning new things, and especially as we get older, it can really help us keep our minds sharp. And truthfully, with the internet and Google and YouTube and TikTok and social media and everywhere else, Skillshare, Coursera, Allison, LinkedIn Learning, there are so many places for you to get information to learn a new skill. So if you want to learn to crochet a scarf, go learn to crochet a scarf. I can't even talk. I don't know why. I spend everyday time looking at my Duolingo app trying to learn Norwegian. I'm not from Norway, but I live here now, so I think it's important for me to learn the language. No, I'm not sponsored by Duolingo, but if you want to, contact me. And that brings me to number 4 of the things you should focus on in the new year, which is reflection and gratitude. It is really good for us to express gratitude for the things in our lives that we are grateful and happy for. It can internally increase our own happiness just by writing it down or sharing positive things with other people. This doesn't have to be a super time-consuming thing. You can jot down 3 things every day when you wake up that you're grateful for, and at night before you go to bed, reflect on the day and think of 3 awesome things that you really enjoyed or things that you might have wanted to change. And last but not least, the 5th thing to focus on in the new year is building healthy relationships. It took me a long time to come to terms with the fact that not everybody is going to be my best friend forever, and not everybody is going to stay in my life forever. And that's okay. We grow, we change, and so do the people around us. So keep reflecting on who you are, who you want to be, and the circle of people that you surround yourself with. Another reason to build healthy relationships is that the Center for Disease and Control recognizes loneliness as a contributor to premature death and dementia. So building a close circle of friends can really help you internally. So those are my 5 things to focus on in the new year. Make sure you check out the links below and you subscribe if you want to hear more. Drop a comment if you liked this advice or you want to hear more on any of the topics I just talked about. Until next time, sending positive vibes your way.